Today we've got a jam-packed episode filled with Tesla news, including Tesla subtracting the Plaid Plus Model S from their vehicle lineup, Anonymous attacking Elon Musk, Tesla insurance starts tracking driver behavior, new updates on Tesla's Pure Vision self-driving, Tesla's billion-dollar deal for Australian battery minerals, updates on Tesla's ongoing supply chain issues, and even more news. So let's get going. Hey Elonites and Musketeers, welcome to the Tesla Space, where we share the latest news, rumors, and insights into all things Tesla, SpaceX, and Elon Musk. Rest in peace, Plaid Plus Model S, we hardly knew you. So yeah, earlier this week, Elon chose to unceremoniously kill the Plaid Plus version of the new Model S. What makes it even more weird is that he made the announcement on the middle tweet of a 3-part Twitter thread saying only Plaid Plus is canceled, no need as Plaid is just so good. That's pretty weird, even by Elon's standards, to just axe a whole car in an offhand tweet, but that's what he did. We were never really told just how many people had made pre-orders for the $150,000 flagship Tesla sedan, but there are at least a few people out there who were expecting to own this car one day, and now are left very, very confused this week. We also never found out exactly what the difference between Plaid and Plaid Plus was ever intended to be, aside from the Plus being slightly faster and having much longer range. If the only real difference that there was ever supposed to be was the much higher capacity battery pack in the Plus, then I can appreciate that it might not have really been necessary. The website Electrek has reported that Elon responded to them about the matter, and they have quoted him as saying, "What we are seeing is that once you have range of above 400 miles, more range doesn't really matter. So there are essentially 0 trips above 400 miles where the driver doesn't need to stop for a restroom, food, coffee, etc. anyway." Curiously, the Plaid Model S has only been advertised with 390 miles of range so far, which is not above the 400 miles, like Elon is saying. We know that development on the Plaid has been ongoing for months now, and they even chose to delay the scheduled release event by 1 week to keep making adjustments to the final version. So maybe Tesla has figured out a way to squeeze more range from the existing battery pack that they have right now. If Tesla were able to notch the range up to, say, 420 miles for the Plaid option, then that would start to make the Plus seem a bit less worthwhile. Besides, if you want the maximum performance from a Tesla, then the Roadster is probably the car that you're looking for anyways. I assume we'll be getting some answers to these questions and more at the Model S launch event on Thursday. Speaking of the Plaid Model S, we recently heard an update from none other than Jay Leno. The former talk show host and legendary car guy says that he was present for the Plaid Model S quarter-mile drag strip test last month and watched the car set a world record. According to the report, the Model S Plaid successfully completed the quarter-mile at Famoso Raceway in 9.247 seconds at 152.09 miles per hour. Jay Leno said during the Spike's Car Radio podcast. That would make the Tesla the fastest street-legal production car ever made, surpassing the Bugatti Chiron Pure Sport for the top spot. The Bugatti completed the quarter mile in 9.4 seconds with a speed of 158 miles per hour. By now, you've probably seen or at least heard about the attack video launched against Elon Musk that is claimed to be from the hacker collective Anonymous. Now, oddly enough, there are like 3 large online groups that claim to represent Anonymous, and 2 of them say that they had nothing to do with this video. In this video, we see some dude wearing the typical mask with a black hoodie and speaking with a heavily distorted voice. The gist of the video is basically that Elon is not the genius that he and so many others believe him to be. Instead, he's just a rich narcissist with a god complex who does nothing but exploit people. They go on to point out that Tesla makes money by selling government regulatory credits, and there's more competition in the electric car market than ever before. Then the real heart of the video comes with the narrator accusing Elon of messing up the cryptocurrency market, not knowing what he is doing, and ruining the lives of crypto investors who are just trying to get ahead. So that's a lot to unpack here. Dave Lee actually made a 7-minute video debunking every claim made by Anonymous. I'm not going to try and get that deep, so check out Dave's work if you're really interested. I will say that there is really no new information presented by the supposed Anonymous, which is kind of disappointing. The so-called hackers seem to be pulling all of their info from a simple Google search, and a lot of what they bring up is either disputable or just straight up uninformed, which is really unfortunate because I think there are opportunities for some honest criticism of Elon Musk. He's far from a perfect person, and he does have some really bad takes on things like workers' rights. But any opportunity for a valid critique gets lost in angry diatribe that reads like a 16-year-old incel's Reddit post. I get that people are upset that cryptocurrency didn't turn them into an instant millionaire like they had hoped and expected. Maybe Elon did cause the latest market crash, but he also started the whole spring run up to begin with. So what do you want? And judging from the coked up mess that was the Bitcoin convention in Miami this week, they've got more problems than just Elon Musk. But let us know in the comment section what your thoughts are on the supposed anonymous video. By the way, this is that time where I remind you about that special link in the description. I'm not even going to say what it is because I know you've heard it so many times that I don't need to, but please click it, subscribe. In our previous video on Tesla insurance, we covered the idea that Tesla could use data collected by the vehicle to determine a driver's insurance rate, based on their driving behaviors and autopilot use, of course. And we're seeing reports now that they have already started integrating a driver safety rating into the Tesla phone app. Tesla launched their insurance program a couple years ago with the idea that they could use vehicle data to determine a smart rate for each customer, as opposed to the traditional system that relies on age, gender, and driving record to decide how much you pay for insurance. So far, this coverage is only available in California, but we have reported that Tesla is intending to expand their coverage to more US states as they gain regulatory approval. Now, we get a better idea of what this smart rating will look like thanks to Redditor Calump01, who was able to do some reverse engineering on the Tesla mobile app to get a look at the integration of Tesla insurance. They found that Tesla is going to track several metrics to come up with a safety rating that you will be able to see in the app. He says that the safety rating page will track your vehicle and is linked directly to your insurance. It will show the number of hours you've driven, how often you use autopilot, ABS events, forward collision warnings, auto steer strikeouts, accelerator variance, and many other metrics on both a per trip and monthly basis, which you'll be able to see in a neat graphical interface. You are even given a pass or fail rating, though it is unclear whether that rating will be visible to the end user, and from what I can tell, appears to be exclusive to HW2 and above, and software version 2021.4.12 is required. This score is reportedly going to affect your premium by up to 50% on a monthly basis, meaning that it can increase or lower your insurance cost depending on how you drive. I'm very curious to see how this lands with Tesla owners and how much this data collection will actually affect monthly insurance rates. Stay tuned for more reporting on that matter. Elon Musk said on Twitter earlier this week that the company's next software release on the full self-driving beta will be based on Tesla's recent adoption of a pure vision approach. Musk also said that the new release would be available in 2 or 3 weeks after one more production release of pure vision this week. Up until very recently, Tesla have used a combination of camera vision and radar sensors to guide their driver assist features in autopilot. The cars have never been completely self-driving, but they can steer themselves, brake, and accelerate in most situations. With the new beta version of their full self-driving software, the car is able to drive itself in any road situation, but does occasionally require driver intervention. Recently, Tesla chose to ditch radar in favor of an entirely camera-based approach. Musk has talked about this for several quarters, and Tesla finally adopted the vision-based approach on the newest Model 3 and Model Y vehicles just a few weeks ago. Any Model 3 or Model Y made in or after May 2021 will have no radar sensors on board. So far, the reaction to pure vision in the Model 3 and Model Y has been mixed. Users find that the autopilot works smoother in some situations, while it performs much worse in others. It seems to be pretty much a case of working perfectly in broad daylight, but getting sketchy in the rain or at night, which is, I guess, expected from a system that can only see through digital cameras. Either way, Elon says that an update for the production version of Pure Vision is coming soon, and that will hopefully alleviate some or all of the problems. A couple of weeks after that, Pure Vision will be coming to the full self-driving beta test group, and that's where things will get really interesting. Again, we'll just have to wait and see what happens. Make sure to subscribe for those updates. We've got a few pieces of news here regarding Tesla's battery production. First update comes out of Australia, where Tesla aims to secure a $1 billion annual contract for mineral extraction. Robin Denholm, Tesla's chairwoman, who also happens to be Australian, was attending a Minerals Council of Australia event earlier this week and commented on the automaker's effort to secure resources in the country. Tesla is looking to increase their supply of battery minerals coming from Australian mines, particularly lithium and nickel. The chairwoman confirmed that Tesla already sources 3/4 of their lithium from Australia as it is. Remember that anytime someone tries to tell you that Elon is overthrowing governments in Central America for lithium mining, he's not. He buys almost all of it from Australia. Nickel remains the bottleneck for battery production. They can get more from Australia, but still not enough. Tesla has been linked to new nickel extraction projects in Canada, Indonesia, and New Caledonia, which is a French colonized island off the east coast of Australia. Speaking of Tesla working with Canada on battery tech, Elon recently gave over $3 million to Canadian researchers to develop cheaper, longer-lasting battery cells. For the past 5 years, Tesla has been working with a battery research group in Canada, also known as Jeff Dan's research team, that has been helping improve its battery tech. Dan is considered a pioneer in lithium-ion battery cells. He has been working on the batteries pretty much since they were invented, and he is credited for helping to increase the life cycle of the cells, which helped their commercialization. His work now focuses mainly on a potential increase in energy density and durability while also decreasing the cost. And finally, in battery news, Tesla is reportedly planning to utilize LG Chem's 90% nickel NCMA, or nickel cobalt manganese aluminum, cathode for Model Y vehicles built at the company's Shanghai production plant in China. The cathode is expected to begin installation in the all-electric crossover in July. The good news about this particular cell is that by using a very high nickel content, they have reduced the amount of cobalt needed in the chemistry. This drops the cobalt content in the cell by around 5%. That doesn't sound like much, but any move towards using less cobalt in vehicle batteries is great news. People get hung up on lithium, probably because it's the name of the battery and they don't do actual research, but cobalt is by far the most problematic mineral when it comes to making EV batteries. Cobalt helps out with increasing the energy density of the cell and allowing a fast discharge of power, but it comes with a terrible human cost. Most cobalt extraction is at least partially linked to child labor, slave labor, and generally horrible shit that really needs to stop. According to the report, GM will be using this same high nickel cathode technology in their upcoming Hummer EV as well. So Elon Musk has been speaking openly about Tesla's recent struggles with supply and demand. He said that the biggest challenge right now is supply chain, especially microcontroller chips. Elon says he's never seen anything like it. He compares the current situation to the toilet paper shortage that hit last spring when everyone was just going insane and panic buying carloads of toilet paper. The fear of scarcity is driving everyone to over-order microchips, and it's dragging down the entire supply chain. It's like there was always enough toilet paper for everyone. We never would have run out, but people were still buying way more than they ever needed, and they were buying it faster than the trucks could deliver. Luckily, Elon believes that just like the toilet paper, the chip supply issues will be short-lived. A recent report from the Financial Times claimed that Tesla is currently taking significant steps to secure more chips, including paying in advance for supply and even considering buying a chip factory. Tesla getting into chip manufacturing would be a massive endeavor, but it wouldn't be too much of a stretch considering the automaker already has its own chip design team. Elon has also admitted that the supply chain disruptions are behind the recent price increases to the Model 3 and Model Y vehicles. While Tesla has been no stranger to frequent price changes throughout the years, the company clearly ramped them up in 2021 with 7 price changes on the Model 3 and Model Y in just a few months. The price changes were small and incremental, but they were significant when you add them up together. The Model 3 Standard Range Plus, Tesla's cheapest vehicle, increased in price from a low of $37,000 US dollars back in February to now $40,000 US dollars, a more than 8% increase in price. Just a few months ago, the Model Y long range was selling for less than 50 grand, and now it starts at $52,000. Elon was recently quoted as saying prices are increasing due to major supply chain price pressure industry-wide, raw materials especially. Now from this, we can assume that he's not talking about microchips anymore, and this likely has more to do with the skyrocketing price of metals like copper, which has more than doubled over the past year, and significant increases in both steel and aluminum costs as well. It's basically the same thing that you're seeing with the increased cost of lumber and plywood. If you've tried doing any home renovations recently, it's like 10 grand worth of materials just to build a deck right now. It's absolutely crazy. So Tesla doesn't really have a choice here except to put the prices up to try and cover this and hope that the market levels back out sometime soon. Okay, I know I said I wasn't going to mention it earlier, but I'm still going to say it at the end. If you enjoy this kind of Tesla news update, then I bet you would enjoy our weekly newsletter. We deliver all the updates on Tesla, SpaceX, Elon Musk, and Neuralink in a quick, fun, and easy-to-read package. Link to sign up is in the description below. It's theteslaspace.com. Once you sign up, be sure to check your promotions tab to make sure our emails are going to your main inbox. If you want to continue to learn about everything regarding Tesla, SpaceX, and Elon Musk, we've got 2 more video options for you on the screen to check out. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up today if you liked it, and subscribe to our channel for weekly content just like this.